Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Khawatino Hazrat, welcome back to the number one mixed martial arts show in Pakistan. Our guest today is a returning hero. He is the man who has been putting Pakistan on the map at the highest level of professional competition since 2017. He has been all around the world. He has fought the toughest of the toughest people, and in my humble opinion, has fought the toughest set of opponents any Pakistani fighter has ever fought. Ever. He is undoubtedly up there with the best featherweights on the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, mark my words when I say this. You will see this guy wherever. He is a very dear friend of mine, and he is one of those guys in Pakistani MMA who is taking us everywhere, and he's still going. Mehmosh, my friend, first most important question, how are you, my brother?
I'm amazing and we're going everywhere. I love that. I love that. Don't you worry, bro. Everywhere. It's
Yeah.
coming. It's coming.
Exactly, bro. I mean, there's so much I want to ask you about. There's so much I want to talk to you about. And I always appreciate the fact that you're so brutally honest with whatever you have to say. You're so open about everything that's good or bad about life or this game, this brutal game that you play.
Yeah.
Right now, just most important thing is how's your mindset heading into this fight, coming off of a tough loss, Nurzan Akishev, again, one of those guys that nobody wants to fight. You know what I mean? Always getting those guys that nobody wants
Yeah.
to fight. But I mean, what was that fight like? How were you feeling heading into that fight? And how's life been since?
Man, that was a bit of a madness, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's a lot of things that were going on and I didn't want to talk about it at the time, but I'll tell you about it now. Uh,
Please.
um, honestly speaking, I had no doubt. Like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat this guy. But then there was a series of
Yeah.
unfortunate events that happened that sort of I don't want to blame anything. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like
Hmm.
this is like you said, this is a brutal sport. It is a brutal
Yeah.
sport. It's unforgiving and it's very lonely. It's a lonely fucking sport, bro. Um, I felt good, except there were a few things, like I said, like a week and a half before the fight, my coach just decided he doesn't want to coach me anymore.
What?
So I basically was yeah, I was out there with the basically like with just me, myself, and like my good friend Mikey Condeo, who I've been training with for a while now. But at the time it was just like really fresh. So he just said, don't worry, bro, I got you, I'll come corner you. So we were just vibing in the cage. We weren't even like, you know what I mean? And besides that, I tore my MCL 2 weeks out the fight. I didn't want to pull out. I needed the money. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm so I couldn't wrestle. I
Yeah.
couldn't use my leg. I
Hmm.
couldn't defend it. I couldn't wrestle. My game plan was to take him down in the cage. I did no wrestling in that fight. I was essentially a striker, and I had to be. We changed the game plan at the end, where the plan was knock him out with the head kick. That was literally the plan, by the way. Like we drilled
Wow.
this. Like we're gonna. That's the only. It was a hail mary. It was like, bro, I can't do my game plan. I gotta knock him out.
Wow.
Um, it almost worked. I remember when it landed, I was like, shit, it's gonna happen right now. That's how I imagined it to happen. Except I think I just rushed it a little bit and I should have known he's gonna shoot on me because he was hurt.
Hmm.
So tactical error there. I did the best I could with what I had,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Um my manager, obviously, he's like, bro, you should have told me. I wouldn't let you fight and blah blah blah. But I'm just too hard for my own good, brother.
I love that, dude. And I was just gonna say, like, this is such a you know whirlwind of a turn of events leading into a fight, right? And
Yeah.
I'm gonna delve a bit more into this if you don't mind. But I was also
Yeah.
thinking simultaneously, uh, this is I don't like want to say it like that, but this is pretty usual business for you leading into fights. Now, there's always something
Easy.
happening
Yeah.
here or there. There's some kind of situation which you have to struggle or grapple with. Um,
Of course.
what happened leading into the fight? I mean, it's quite. I didn't know this. It's quite shocking that you falling
Yeah.
out with your coach a week out from the fight. Like, what happened there?
Um, man, it wasn't even a falling out. Like at this point, you'd call it a falling out. We don't really train anymore.
Yeah.
It's not like I wish him bad or nothing. He's doing his own thing, and I wish him well. It's just at the time he just sort of put it on me very randomly that he didn't want to do it, you know. And I wasn't in the position to ask questions because I had other shit to deal with.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, fair enough. You want out? That's fine. I need to go and sort myself out because I'm done being. I need to be selfish right now. Like
Yeah.
sometimes people don't realize it, but like, bro, you got to be selfish, man. Like,
Yeah.
no, people take your kindness and they take advantage of that shit, whatever. I'm not saying this is what happened or whatever, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like I just had to be selfish. I said, fair enough. I'm gonna go and do my thing. I want to thank my team right now, GB Top Team, who
Yeah.
took me in at the very end, and they were there for me.
Yeah.
Coach Brad and Coach Ash, they were there for me.
Yeah.
I was fresh, I was new. They didn't really know who I was. They only knew of me through Marcus and through the MMA scene or whatever. But they took me in and they said, you know what, it's okay. We got a guy. He'll go with you, Mike, my brother. I love this guy.
Yeah.
He went out with me, and we did the best we could with what we had.
Yeah.
Now going into this fight, everything has just come together.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Everything is just smooth. It's like a well-oiled machine at this point, and I feel great. And I'm looking forward to eating this French fry. That's about it.
He's about to become French toast, if you ask me
French
personally.
toast, yes, sir.
I mean,
That's it.
how has the adjustment been like? Like you said, it's good. Like you're feeling good at GB Top Team now. But like in terms of your style, in terms of training regimens, like where would you rank your fitness and your training right now compared to say other fights that you've gone in?
Better than it's ever been, brother. Um, Better than it's ever been. Like my gas tank is something else, and I've just evolved so much while I'm here, and like my strengths are becoming stronger, and I'm filling in the holes where I need to. Um, and yeah, I feel good. It's just plain and simple. Everything is going good. Everything
Mm.
is evolving. I'm evolving as a fighter, and I have a good team around me and good training partners, good people around me that are helping me do that. We're all just trying to make each other better here, and
Yeah.
it's a great environment to have. There's a lot of inspiration around me. I don't need to look elsewhere. I have inspiration in my gym. I have people that are fighting at the highest level in my gym, and they just like we feed off each other's energy. Um, we have a couple of guys up in the UFC in a couple of months, Nathaniel as well, and then Alex Lahore. Obviously, he fought
Yeah.
recently on Octagon, and it's just like you look around and you see it, and you feed off this energy. And I'm really glad to be here, and I'm really grateful to do what I can do because I
Yeah.
had surgery obviously last year, and what that really taught me was that I used to be like, oh, like somebody asked me what's going on, like, oh, same old, you know what I mean? But
Mm.
now I'm like, but in that time I realized all I wanted to do was same old, and now I'm back doing the same old, and I'm just so grateful for it. I'm just
Yeah.
so grateful to do it, and I'm just gonna do my job. I have some fights left on my contract, and I want to steam through them. I want to stream roll all these guys. I want to flatline them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is it. Like about to finish these guys. That's the mindset I have going into this right now, and it's coming off a lot of hard work. It's coming off a lot of hard work and a lot of like you know just being in here and training with the best guys and like putting the work in. So I'm looking forward to showcasing what I've done in the last in this time while I've been off, and I'm looking forward to showing the world that what we back.
We back. We never left.
Oh yeah, we
And
never fucking left.
there we go. And talk to me about Yanis Ghemmouri. What do you know about him? He's an 11-1 French fighter. You got matched up with him when you got the call, and they said this is the guy. I'm sure you might have looked into him, seen him. I mean, what are your thoughts about him, just from a basic level? How do you feel about him as a fighter, as a person? What do you know about him?
I have no thoughts about him.
None whatsoever. Are you
I will go and
impressed?
I'll smash him.
Impressed with his fight? Have you seen him fight?
Ah, man, I respect him. Come make the weight and I'll smash you. That's it.
That's it. It's all business this time. There's
It's
absolutely
all
nothing.
business. There's nothing. I don't need to. I don't need to look at him and think about him. I'm thinking about me.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
And I mean, the last fight, the Nurzan Akishev fight, like you said, you had to make a big adjustment right at the end because of the knee, right?
Hmm.
And you said the head kick became, and also those oblique kicks to the knee. I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't seen you throw a lot of those as well, and I guess
It
that was
was. It
also an
was.
adjustment.
Yeah.
Go on.
Sorry to cut you off. The
No.
oblique kicks were to set up the head kick.
Hmm.
I threw about I think 15 or 20 of
Yeah.
them before I landed the head kick, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like obviously I was trying to land him in power, but it was just to set up the head kick so I could hide the hop. I
Yeah.
was I was using it just so that he would think every time I hopped, I'm oblique kicking him.
Yeah.
And also he had a very strong overhand that I wanted to avoid. So every time he came in, I wanted to oblique kick him so it would negate that.
Mm.
He obviously caught me in the third round. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
I was fully there though. I remember when I went down, I just, because he swarmed on me so quickly and he was just like hammering me like a crazy, like a rabbit, like,
Yeah.
and I remember just saying to Deck Larkin over and over again, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm
Yeah.
good. Just
Yeah.
to let him know that, listen, brother, I'm not hurt. He's just swarming me right now.
Yeah.
And after the fight, he told me, he's like, that's the first time any fighter has done that. He's like, I couldn't stop the fight because you just kept saying it. I was like, well, I didn't want you to stop the fight.
It
I
worked.
was good. Yeah.
That's brilliant, dude. But I mean, did that fight, and particularly the incorporation of those obliques and those head kicks, and it working as well? I mean, you know, and even if, look, even if you feel like you rushed him, I feel like the compromised knee would have been a problem stuffing takedowns anyway, right? In that situation.
It was.
Yeah. But you feel like that's added a layer of, like, now a lot of guys are going to be watching your fights back and saying, oh, I got to watch out for that head kick, you know, which is almost like a good thing. You know what I mean?
You're right, bro. Because like for the longest time, I was like, oh, like my striking, it needs to get better. It needs to get better. Then suddenly, like all I did was strike this guy, and I'm like, wait a second, I think my striking is caught up.
Yeah.
So be careful, boys.
Exactly.
Yeah, I might just sleep some guys, you know.
Hey, who knows, bro? And I mean,
Yeah.
Memosh, like, you know, we've known each other for a while now, and I've obviously, like, seen and followed your career since before we even knew each other, because, you know, I've always been a
Yes,
fan
sir.
of
Yes,
yours.
sir. I
And
appreciate you, man.
no, of course, it's my pleasure, dude. Like, your fights are always exciting, and there's always a narrative that you can tell is trying to be accomplished during the fight. Like, we know there is a struggle behind, you know, you coming in, and but now I'm talking to you, I feel like there's been a big gap since the last time, you know, we spoke on an interview. I feel like you're much more calmer, much more calculated in that sense. I don't feel a lot of you know, like, burden on your shoulders almost. Like, what's
Yeah.
changed in the last couple of years for you? And not just in terms of your mindset, like, uh how's life evolved, and how have you evolved with it, would be my question.
I've just realized that like through darkness you gotta smile and like not let the burden sort of weigh over you.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get caught up in these things. It's very easy to like go like, oh, the world is against me. The world's not against you. You just gotta grab the opportunities and deal with them. You know what I mean? Like you're dealt a hand. Be happy with the hand you're dealt. Grateful what you have. And I think I just sort of like had a refreshment of that in my mind, and it's mostly mental. It's always mostly mental, and obviously your environment also sets the tone. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
everything is just sort of, I feel like, come together, and I feel like I'm in a good place and just solid, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said at
Yeah,
the start of the interview, 7 years fighting at an international level. I mean, you know,
yeah,
Rebel FC, Aspera, you know,
yeah,
and then eventually getting into Brave now. And just, you've been in Brave since Brave CF17. Now we're at 72. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You've
yeah.
seen international competition, not just in a numerical value, but just over the years, you've seen so many things change and so much stuff happen. Like, uh, and you know, like, being in Brave right now for you, like you said previously, you're gonna be looking to smash all of these guys coming out of your
Yeah.
contract. Do you feel like you're just at the cusp, or just at the prefaces of, you know, reaching up and kind of uh, reintroducing yourself to the world, so to
Yeah.
speak? Because like you said, it's important to understand what you've, because Memosh, like, I sometimes feel like maybe you don't understand what you've exactly done in these last 6 7 years, bro. you
You're
you,
right.
you have literally become one of those guys that if you say you want to see a fighter's fighter, they say Heather Farman, they say Memosh, they say guys who go in there with that kind of mindset that a lot of people can relate to as well in their daily life. You've been a flag bearer for Pakistan. You're one of the inspirations of so many of these younger guys, like Rizwan Ali from Pakido, for Ismail Khan and Cax, like these guys coming up. You've become like that role model to look at. But you feel like you're just there, like you're just now going to be, like I said, reintroducing yourself to the world.
That's exactly how I feel, brother. That's exactly how I feel. I appreciate like all of you said, all the things that you said, and I definitely want to be that person. You know what I mean? But I definitely agree with what you're saying. It is like a reintroduction. I feel like now I'm here to make a statement, and I really didn't really feel like I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot, but I never really I only look back to see how far I've come. I never really dwell on what I've done. You know what I mean? Because there's no point in doing that. Tomorrow's a new day and I have things that I want to do and I will do them 100%. I will do them. There's no doubt in my mind that I will do them. I'm just ready to make a statement now and to reintroduce myself. As you said,
Yeah.
it's time.
Yeah. And I mean, I know personally like that you are somebody who likes to stay active, right? You like
Mhm.
being active in competition. I mean, if you open your typology and you see how many fights you had and how many span when you started MMA, right? Like it's
Absolutely.
pretty crazy, like just how active you stayed initially. Now, of course, it's a different level of competition. It's a bigger promotion. There's a lot of logistics. You have to, wait for them to give you a fight, even if you're asking for
Yeah,
one. So on. Now this is like, I would say, a quicker turnaround than your last two fights.
for sure.
Are you hoping to now like stay active and just get through as many of these fights as possible?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think there is issues. I mean, there were issues in the past with like getting fights and things like that. I think I also was misrepresented.
Hmm.
I was misrepresented. I had a manager in the past that was quite frankly utterly bullshit. And I was misrepresented. And I think now I'm in a place where there's people around me that really care about me, that
Yeah.
really care about me going forward and really understand the game, they understand the game and they know how to play the game, and that's important. And I'm grateful to Brave,
Hmm.
like I have nothing against Brave. Like they gave me the opportunity to fight in my country for the first time in front of my own people, and I love that.
Hmm.
And I'm glad that I get this opportunity once again, and I'm looking forward to again showcase my skills. I want to stay active. You're right. How can I do that? By smoking, guys,
Yeah.
and that's on me.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure I do my job.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the goal is to come out unscathed, ask for another fight, just go straight into it.
inshallah,
Yeah.
inshallah.
Let's go, man. And I mean, you're now starting to kind of, and I wanted to kind of switch gears out of the fight and the fighting in general. Like, you're starting to pass on, what you know as a fighter. Kind of help out people with their training as a coach, so to speak. The life of Gogo, shout out, by the way.
Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to Life of Gogo, my man
How's
Kasun.
Yeah, brother. How's that going? And what can you tell us about that project? Like, how good does it feel to like come into something where you get to now teach people self defense and mixed martial arts and martial arts in general, even if they're not becoming fighters, but still,
Yeah,
like how does that feel for you?
man, it feels pretty good. For the longest time, I thought like didn't really like it,
Hmm.
and I always wanted to focus on like what I'm doing and stuff. But then I realized after a while, like you know what, like it's pretty fun. It feels good to give back for sure as well. And it's a little thing that we set up. It's we got a website and everything. Me and my friend, also my partner, like we're
Yeah,
in this as a partnership and everything. Soon, and we just started this thing. Hopefully, it goes far.
yeah.
And we're just doing our thing. We're going out there and doing what we do best, which is MMA.
Yeah, word.
Yeah,
And I mean, like
yeah,
this is something which I'm sure is also like, and this is what I was curious about asking. Like, now that you would be training people regularly yourself, does it kind of take off the steam of like, because you go through very hard regimens of training, like as a fighter, right? Now, kind of passing on the same thing to someone else, but from a different perspective, has it changed? Because I hear a lot of fighters saying, "Oh, now that I've started coaching, I feel like I've see the game from a different kind of a visual perspective." Has that happened for you?
yeah. It definitely happens. Like whenever you're teaching, especially you start like even when I'm teaching a technique that I know very well, I will realize, oh wait, there's certain adjustments that I make that I don't really realize that I make, and I start like going into it as I'm teaching, and it sort of makes you a better fighter, of course.
Yeah, I've seen that kind of change in a lot of people, and I can imagine like it must definitely add a deeper layer of perspective. Memosh, like when you were going into the Callum Murray fight for Brave CF 43, I want to go back to that for a second. I mean, it was coming off of a loss, Rolando die at Brave CF 22. Then you went into the Nurzan fight next, and of course there was a lot of things which I know you're the last person to treat them as excuses, but a lot of circumstances leading into the
Yeah,
fight that definitely did impair your ability. Because again, just when I was watching the fight, you hadn't told me that you were injured. Like I remember sitting with someone saying, something's up, because that's not the game plan normally, right? Like that's not the
Yeah, you're a
approach.
smart guy.
Thanks, man. No, but like, it was visual as well. Like it's not something which, it was pretty evident. Like there was difference in your movement and everything. Now you're coming into a fight, coming off of a loss once again for the first time since the Rolando Die fight. Um, I know the Rolando Die fight was a completely different circumstance, right? It was a completely different outcome, completely different thing, and that was also leading in from some absolutely insane circumstances that Rolando Die fight
Yeah,
that you told me about.
yeah,
That, I mean,
yeah.
my God, just blows my mind that you still went ahead and fought, and even in this case, the Nurzan fight. But now coming into this fight that we're talking about, specifically Brave CF72, what has that adjustment been like coming off of a loss? Is that something which kind of you feel like weighs you down, or does it relieve you of pressure that, like, I have absolutely nothing to lose in this situation? How do you feel coming into
Mm,
this fight?
I don't feel that either of those things, really, to be honest. I feel like I feel like I know what I need to do to get the win. And sometimes shit happens that sort of causes me to, like, falter in the process. But like this time we're all good, we're all smooth, and we're gonna get there. And I know what I'm gonna do, and I literally know what I'm gonna do. When I say that I know what I'm gonna do, you'll see it. I promise you that. I don't really go into these things like pressure wise. Like, as you said, I've been doing this for a really long time. Like,
Yeah.
literally, my second professional fight was international. I
Yeah.
had no choice. I come from a country where we have no choice. We are put in with the big dogs, and if you got the cojones, bro, that's the only way you're gonna do this. Especially when you're Pakistani. And my God, do I got the cojones, bro?
Biggest cojones in all of Pakistani combat sports, mind you. Then that's
Big
facts,
pucky
man.
balls, bro.
Big pucky balls all day, brother. Let's go.
Yes,
Um, and I mean, actually, like, this is Pakistan's number one mixed martial arts show, for all of those wondering. So I
of
will,
course.
so I will ask a few Pakistan related questions. I mean, a lot has been happening in Pakistani MMA in the last couple of years. And I always, whenever somebody asks me on record, off record, like when they say who's the top guy in Pakistani MMA, who's the number one, blah 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 blah, I always tell them it's like we said already, it's a very brutal game. It changes every
Yeah,
time depending on
always,
who
of
you ask,
course,
because again, it's here today, gone tomorrow, up today, down
of
tomorrow.
course,
That's just the
of
nature of the
course.
game, and that's true at all levels. UFC champions experience the same thing, Pakistani MMA legends experience the same thing. But how have you felt looking at, the people that I count as your counterparts at the top, Ayman Mushtaba, Alumi Kareem,
Yeah,
Anita Kareem as well, to a large degree? I mean, you've seen them, of course, get different kinds of success at different levels,
of
and of
course.
course then we've seen Mujtaba win a big fight, lose a
Yep.
big fight. We've seen Alumi grab that MFN title. Does that motivate you? Are you happy for them? Like, how do you feel whenever you see, because Pakistani MMA combat sports in
Yeah.
general has been just on
No,
fire?
no, no. No, no, it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm really happy for all these guys. I'm really happy for all these guys, and I'm really happy for Pakistan, 100%. I've always said this though, that my goal has never been to be the best in Pakistan. My goal is to be the best in the world. So I never really think that way. So whenever it comes to Pakistan, I'm just happy that we're doing well. Um, and with coming off a tough loss, he'll be back. He'll be back. I know he's a savage. He did so well to get a triangle in the fight before
Yeah.
that. Amazing performance.
Yeah.
Alumi did his thing. Anita's doing her thing. We have so many people doing their thing. Ismail Khan, you
Yeah.
know. We got a lot of guys. Shazib Rind, come on.
Yeah.
Give this man props.
Yeah.
Give this man props. So we
100%.
have a lot of people. We have a lot of people. So they're coming up.
Yeah.
Abdullah Chandeo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good to see. It's very good to see. And again, my goal is not to be the best in Pakistan. My goal is to be the best in the world. I'll be the best in the world. Not today, not tomorrow, but one day I will be, inshallah.
Inshallah. And I mean, your priorities have always been straight like that. Like whenever we've had this conversation, even off camera, about best in Pakistan, you've never really indulged in that conversation because it's kind of irrelevant to you. But do
Yeah,
you
it's irrelevant to me.
but do you still like get some kind of energy or some kind of motivation from being Pakistani, like you said, bro? Like, and that was a very powerful thing that you
Of
said, just
course.
that we're from a country where we don't have a choice, we don't get a
We
choice.
don't have a choice.
Like,
Yeah.
and do you, what kind of
I do.
Mhm.
I do, because I know that I only fight tough guys. I know that I can't say no, and I don't say no, because I know I can beat all these guys. You know, like people used to tell me, "Oh, but these guys been training their whole lives." I don't care. You think I care? You
Yeah.
think I would be doing this if I cared?
Yeah.
All I know is I'm gonna smash him. It doesn't matter how long he's been training,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, I mean, I love it. I love it. Like count me out, make me an underdog. I've been that guy every single time. You go on Tapology, I'm always the underdog on there. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is jokes, bro. This is funny. It's funny to me because they don't know.
Yeah.
Um, but they'll know soon enough.
Yeah. If they don't know, they're gonna know. So I mean,
Yes, that's it, bro.
exactly. And I mean, Pakistani combat sports has been, like we said, in so many different ways, just kind of expanding, growing. Now we're slowly and slowly getting more known, if nothing else. Not at a wider audience level, obviously, not at a mass level. Like people don't know about Pakistani combat sports details, but they know now. They have an association. Oh yeah, that guy's Pakistani. That guy's Pakistani.
I'm doing the podcast. But come here, come here, come here, come
Let's
here. Nah,
go.
come here.
Let's go. Who we got?
This is one of my training partners.
Hey,
Man.
what's
Come
up?
on, come on. He's a savage. He's a
let's
savage.
let's go.
He's a champ, double champ in the UK.
Let's
He's
fucking
coming for
go.
everyone.
Let's
He's coming for
go.
everyone.
Let's
Best guy in the gym. Best guy in the gym.
Let's go, brother. Let's go, bro. My guy.
that is brilliant, bro. Double champ in the UK. Is that what you said?
Yep.
And
Cage Warriors and Fights are.
wow, that is crazy. And I
Yeah.
mean, training with that level of training partners, and of course, just having such friendly guys around you who'd come on camera and say hello on a podcast. Like it feels like this is exactly
Man.
where you should be.
I love this place. Everybody's got love for each other and they're trying to make each other grow. So that's what's the most important thing. Bro, the most important thing is being surrounded by good people.
Yeah.
That's it. And you grow together. And then
Yeah.
you become the best together.
Yeah.
And now I'm surrounded by the best people.
Yeah.
Like I said, I take inspiration from inside my own gym. I don't need to look anywhere else.
Yeah.
There's people everywhere, all around me, man. My own coach, Brad Pickett, like
Yeah.
legend already.
One punch.
And my other coach, Ash Grim, number one coach, brother. And we got all these guys here, man. All these fighters here. It's just like it's beautiful.
Man, it is beautiful to see as well. And like you said, like you are now surrounded fully by people who believe, support, trust in you, and want you to get the job done and want to see you succeed. And bro, like French toast coming up, but to be served. Brave CF 72. Any parting messages that you want to leave for your opponent, for Brave CF, the global MMA, whatever? Like, do you have? If there was one thing that you want to tell your opponent or warn him off, or just any final words that we can then cut out and then put up on Instagram, what would you want to say to him?
I'm gonna put a croissant on your head, bro.
He's gonna be saying he surrenders, yeah.
Exactly. I want to give a quick shout out to like all the people that support me, my sponsors, my gym. Obviously, he's been with me from the start. Bilal Bikubai, Violent Money, of course, always repping the best brands.
Yeah.
We out here to make that Violent Money.
Yes, sir.
Train by day on the mic, podcast by night, all day.
Love you, bro.
You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Green Hill. My manager, Jean Felipe, WFS Management, who've been doing a great job for me since I signed with him last year. So probably shit another one that I'm forgetting, but love you all. Thank you for the support, and we'll get the job done 23rd June. Easy work.
Easy work.
The work has been too hard. The fight will be easy.
Mehmosh, I've had chills during this interview because it does really feel like I'm talking to a new guy with a new perspective, fresh mindset.
Appreciate you, my brother.
You I know are so fully focused on this task right now. And thank you for the time, for taking out time to talk to us. I feel like
No worries. Thank you for getting me on this podcast, man.
Bro.
It's the best #1 podcast in Pakistan for a reason.
I love you, man. Thank you. But you're
you too, brother.
like this is always a call away. Whenever you want to get on, you just gotta hop.
Of course.
You just gotta let us know.
I know, my man.
But no, we really appreciate it. And like even though like you said, this is brutal game, the Pakistani MMA scene is also pretty underdeveloped. And by underdeveloped, I mean people don't fully understand the nuances of the game, but would still want to give out opinions. So regardless of whatever, I know there's so many people supporting you, but even then, like just the things that you have already done and now and now the things that you are going to be setting out to do, my friend, I just want to let you know
Inshallah.
those are things that nobody has dared to do, nobody would do. And here you are, my friend, on top of the world once again. I'm really excited for this fight, bro. Any final message you want to give out to the beautiful people watching on the mic, the Pakistani MMA community? Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to get off your chest, whatever you want to put out to the ether of everybody watching here, please, sir, take it away.
I'm good with myself, bro. I got no demons. Welcome to the Renegade Show. Let's go.
Let's go. Welcome to the Renegade Show, ladies and gentlemen. June 23rd, Brave CF72, Pakistan's finest, Pakistan's best, Mehmosh the Renegade Raza will be taking on Yanis Ghemmouri. It is going down in Brave CF72. Please tune in to Brave CF. Check out local listings wherever you are. Stay tuned to On the Mic Stories. We will be making sure to tell you how to watch it, when to watch it, putting up the highlights, the whole shebang. We're covering this thing all the way to the moon. Make sure you check out my article in Neador based on this interview, which is down in the link in bio. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Mehmosh, and this has been Daniel Nasir Mirza, and we will keep doing this shit till the wheels fall off. We will see you at the
Yes,
top.
sir.
I will see you at the
Keep
top.
it tight.
Hey, yes! Woo!
Keep it tight.
You heard him. I ain't even gonna say it this time. I'll see you next time. Let's go. First time somebody said my catchphrase, bro. I love it. Yes.
My man.
And that's why you're a real one, bro. Let's go.
Only real ones, my brother.